Hi Taurus, welcome to your full moon in Leo reading for February 5th, 2023. You have for this new cycle that is closing out an old cycle is the Emperor. So for the next 2 weeks, the Emperor will be your theme. The Emperor is my Aries card. He is the big boss. He is the father. He is the authority. He's the person who lays down rules so that so it can be just so things can go smoothly, simply. Negatively, he's a control freak, and people have to follow his rules. He's the one that rules with an iron fist. So hopefully you're not that, but let's find out. So the Emperor. You could be laying down some laws. It's associated with Aries, so you could be blazing some new trails. You could be pioneering something. But whatever you're doing, you're laying down the law or you're laying down the foundation so that things can run smoothly. All right. So what is clearing up for you, or what is this cycle closing out? You have the Eight of Pentacles. This is a very skillful individual who just sort of whips out their work. It doesn't, they know it so well, like the back of their hand, that they just get to work and get things done. It's a healthy work ethic. It's a healthy body as well, because the Eight of Pentacles is good physical health. Eight is a lot of power. It's 2 4s, so that's double stability. But there's a lot of energy behind it. The problem with 8 is that energy can can be used for good or evil. So that's up to you. And with the Emperor card there, you might want to check that. 2, because it's the same thing with the Emperor. You have the Two of Cups with that, so this can be relationships. It could be partnerships, and it could be financial partnerships or partnerships with work, in which case I think you would want to be the boss here, because I think it seems to me like you're the one who knows exactly what you're doing. This other person can be a counter partner. It could be a love relationship as well, but it's something that we're working towards. They're usually two very different people, but they complement each other in their differences. So also I have a feeling that there can be some healing going on, or working towards healing with your health or in relationships. That's the indication right there, the Caduceus. And Leo, the lion angel, because Leo is a healer. All right, we'll get more on that in a minute. Let's look to see how you respond. Another 8. You might be leaving a situation behind to partner up with somebody else here, or you could be leaving behind some things that you maybe worked very hard for, but they don't bring you what it is you had hoped for with the Eight of Cups. And it's sort of emotional. So it's leaving something behind with a heavy heart. Yeah, something's done. With the Ten of Swords there, it's run its cycle and a new cycle is beginning simultaneously. But it's the feeling of like, I've done everything I can't do anything more in this situation. It can be relationships, because it's very possible that you're just throwing yourself into your work in order to take your mind off of relationship. That's also possible here, though it's not quite my feeling, but it's a possibility. Since it's a general reading, it could be a lot of things for a lot of people. So the Ten of Swords is, I'm done. Now, the interesting thing with the Ten of Swords, and this is strictly on how you see it, but is it dawn or is it dusk? Is it the beginning of the new day, or is it just the end and you're still feeling pretty bad about it? In this case, the Ten of Swords is saying that you're seeking peace now. Mental peace with the Ten of Swords. And also kind of giving up the fight. Not even giving it up, it's just over. There's nothing to give up anymore. The fight is over. Okay, and that results in the Two of Wands, which is kind of, where do I take my idea from here? Now, one idea that you have maybe established already while you're busy with another one. It can also be that you've turned your back on one and you're just focusing on another one right now, which would say a lot with this Ten of Swords and then walking away from a situation. So you have 2 8s and 2 2s. Again, 2 is decision and balance and duality. So you may be looking to make a big decision here, to choose one thing or another. The Two of Wands is sort of looking out into the expanse to see where this new idea can grow. He's holding the world in his hand. So where does it belong in the world? What can I actually do with this idea? It's at the very beginning stages. And you have the Page of Pentacles. This could be somebody who has finished a study and is ready to show the world what he has, or finished a project and now he's ready, he's learned what he can from it and he's ready to go forward. So that's kind of my feeling here. It's a Capricorn card for me, and I would say this about Capricorn. I think they are very emotional people, but don't always know how to say what's in their heart. It's not that they don't want to express themselves. I think they find it difficult to find the words to express themselves. But they are really focused on the job at hand. And for me, they're also very good first responders. So that's something I've noticed about Capricorn through my life and my experiences. So somebody who would really be of service in a situation like this, you know? And it doesn't have to be tragic. It doesn't have to be that difficult. But it's somebody who can really pitch in and help. I would definitely hire a Page of Pentacles, a Capricorn, if they're not already doing their own thing. Okay, let's get some clarification cards here with the 8 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. Yeah, you have the Emperor card again. So this is establishing something new, creating foundations for something new, and there are partnerships involved here. So I think we're working very hard, 2 very different people. However, I don't know that, you're both earth signs, so Taurus is earth, as is Capricorn, which would make some very, very strong foundations, and I think that's what's happening here. We are closing out a situation, and maybe the foundations are nicely built now, and we can let go of this old thing now that the foundations have been built, and we've worked very hard for that. But there is boss involved here with the Emperor, and as your theme. So it is sort of, because I think with the 2 2s, we are kind of blazing some new trails here, but working very hard at it. Okay, that's not a terrible card here. The Knight of Cups is emotional messages. It's also maybe taking some time out after this really difficult or labor-intensive period, and having a little bit of fun with that Knight of Cups. It's maybe somebody who needs a bit of a break, a small holiday, enjoying some festivities, getting outside and enjoying a good time. This is really the fun time night. He wants to toast you. Or you want to toast something, but there's some sort of celebratory feel, or just the feeling of, I've done it, here we are. I'm at a moment of pause that's possible here with the Emperor, or with the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords. Let me enjoy a moment of celebration or joy before we get back to the Two of Wands, which is back to work kind of energy. But it's a nice card. I would also say in this case, don't overindulge to deal with any difficulty. I don't think that would be a good idea. Or the Knight of Cups can partake a little too much sometimes. Okay. And you have another two. Interesting. The High Priestess is your divinity. So how does that fit in here? Well, it's kind of taking a middle path, being understanding. So if you're talking about duality, it's understanding the two opposing energies and working with them, because you sort of honor both. You know that they both have a purpose. And when you know that, then it's not black or white. It's just, how do they integrate with each other? How do they work with each other? This can be things going on behind the scenes. So that makes sense, actually, with the Two of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. Maybe while you take a break, somebody else is still really working hard on the situation, your partner, or it's also keeping things sort of under wraps, keeping things secretive maybe until you feel that things are more established, because this is something that you're closing out right now, and it's not quite. So the new moon is usually when you start something new. So there's still things that we're kind of finishing up here, I think. And part of that is leaving something behind. Part of that is letting go of something that's not working. And while that's sort of finishing up, there's these things going on behind the scenes, these cogs, these wheels that are kind of machinating and creating something interesting and new, but it can very much be at the very beginning stages, especially with the Two of Wands and the Two of Cups. We're working hard towards it, but it still can be very new, and we're trying to figure things out. And the High Priestess is the things that go on behind the scenes. Interesting. Still, I think it looks very positive. And with the Emperor card twice, those are good, strong foundations. And I think that's what you're working towards here. You're really working towards getting things set, solid and in stone. Not a bad way to close out a situation. So what does Spirit want you to know in this case? You have the Chariot. Nice. That's taking matters into your own hands. That's self-control. So I don't know that you have anything to worry about with the Knight of Cups. And if it was that kind of situation where you were partaking more than you should, the Chariot pulls you back. The Chariot brings back some self-control. The Emperor is very much in control. That's his gig. That's what he does. So this is about controlling the situation, steering it in the direction you want it to go. The Charioteer does that by controlling his thoughts, making sure they're pointed always in the direction that he wants to go, and not left behind here on an emotional level, or worrying about what was lost or what didn't go right. In fact, he learns from it and uses it, but he doesn't overthink it or let it get the better of him. That's what I would say. Nice. Nice reading. Well done. I will be back in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. We'll see where this is going from there. I bet it's going somewhere wonderful. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I do dailies. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.